Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start with the session number 2 of basic ICT skills. In this chapter, we will discuss about the computer system and mobile devices. So let's start. In the introduction part, it says that in these days, computers are put use for all sorts of applications ranging from the complex calculations in the field of frontline research, engineering simulations, down to teaching, printing books, recreational games, and so forth and so on. The ease with which the computer can process data, store, and retrieve it painlessly have made them inevitable in office and business environment. The areas of computer applications or the areas of application of computers are confined only by limitations. In fact, any task that can be carried out systematically can be performed by a computer. Therefore, it is essential for every educated person today to know about a computer, its strengths, its weaknesses, and internal structure. And that is what we are going to explain in this particular session. So, what it is saying in introduction part, इस चैप्टर में बताया जा रहा है कि कंप्यूटर का इस्तेमाल अब इंजीनियरिंग के फील्ड से लेकर रिसर्च सेंटर्स से लेकर गेम्स तक में किया जा रहा है, जिस वजह से सारे लोगों को, ऑलमोस्ट जितने एजुकेटेड पीपल हैं, उनको कंप्यूटर्स जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि अपने छोटे से छोटे काम जो सिस्टमैटिकली किया जा सकते हैं, ऐसा काम जो सिस्टमैटिकली किया जा सके, वो कंप्यूटर के द्वारा परफॉर्म किया जा सकता है. कंप्यूटर के इस्तेमाल से बिल्कुल शेमलेसली, बिल्कुल करेक्ट तरीके से किया जा सकता है. नाउ, what is a computer? Let's understand about the computer. In general terms, a computer is a group of electronic devices used to process the data. Simple words में कहा गया है. क्या बोला गया है? A computer is a group of electronic devices, मतलब ढेर सारे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइसेस एक साथ मिलकर एक कंप्यूटर बनाया जाता है, जिसका इस्तेमाल हम डेटा को प्रोसेस करने के लिए करते हैं. किस चीज़ के लिए करते हैं? डेटा को प्रोसेस, चाहे वो किसी भी तरह का डेटा हो, चाहे वो इंजीनियरिंग डेटा हो, चाहे वो रिसर्च सेंटर का डेटा हो, या हमारे आम इस्तेमाल करने के लिए लाइक बेसिक टाइपिंग और कैलकुलेशंस करने के लिए इस्तेमाल करना हो. सो नाउ, or it can also be said that the computer is an electronic device that can perform variety of operations in accordance with a set of instruction called program. Now it's gone further in this particular definition, the second part. इसमें programs की बात की जा रही है, not only the electronic devices, मतलब जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइसेस के बारे में पहले बताया गया पहले लाइन में, इसमें क्या जोड़ दिया गया? प्रोग्राम्स भी. अब प्रोग्राम्स हैं क्या? प्रोग्राम्स आर बेसिकली द सेट ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस विच आर पुट टुगेदर टू परफॉर्म एनी टास्क इनसाइड द कंप्यूटर, इजंट इट? वो बेसिकली कोडेड कमांड्स हैं जो इंस्ट्रक्शन के रूप में कंप्यूटर के अंदर डाल दिया जाता है, कोड कर दिया जाता है या प्रोग्राम कर दिया जाता है, जो किस वजह से कि सीक्वेंशियली वो प्रोग्राम्स या वो इंस्ट्रक्शंस रन होंगे और एक के बाद एक काम कंप्यूटर करते रहेगा उन इंस्ट्रक्शंस के मदद से. अ कंप्यूटर कैन बी द ऑफ combination of hardware and software which transforms some data into information. Now, the difference, data and information. It converts the data into information. What's the data means? Jumbled information which are not processed. Once the data get processed, it become an information, means a useful information which can be used, which can be saved for further use. Let us learn what these terms means. First one, hardware. We all know that what is hardware, the basic डब्बा जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सर्किट्स से लेकर अलग अलग तरह का कंपोनेंट्स जो कंप्यूटर में होते हैं उनको हार्डवेयर बोला जाता है. इन बेसिक टर्म्स व्हाट इट इज़, इट रेफर्स टू अ फिजिकल पार्ट ऑफ द कंप्यूटर, द ones that you can touch and feel. The keyboard, monitors, or the different components of the computers are the hardwares. Now, what is a software? It refers to the instructions, means the program that tell the computer what to do. What is it? It's basically a coded instructions which says the computer or says the hardware or guide the hardware to do something, to do process something. To understand the difference between the hardware and the software, consider the CD storing the songs or games. The CD, which you can touch, is an example of hardware, but can you touch the songs or the games on it? The songs, games on the CD can be thought of as software. Without software, the computer will not work. Now, the third one, data. Unprocessed raw facts and figures are data. Name Ramu, some marks 72.5%, and the year 2015 are the data. You can see three different components which are getting called as data. Why it is data till now? Because it's still not referring to a single person, or it's still not referring to any meaningful information. If we will process it, it will become an information. Now see what is information. You will understand why we were calling that it was only data. These piece of three informations or three different statements are only data. Now the information part, what's going to be the information, how the data becomes information. It refers to processed data that is meaningful information or which is referring something. The above data can be converted into the information as Ramu, who passed in 2015, secured 72.5% of marks. Now can you feel why that one was similar kind of information, but that was raw, that was not arranged properly. Once we arrange it into a sentence, it become meaningful information, and that's the work of a computer. It takes the raw data and then processes it, and the data becomes an information, the information which can be saved for future use. Now let's jump into the next. Functioning of a computer. Before we start discussing the functioning of a computer, before we start discussing the functioning of a computer, let us understand the way we function. To understand this, we will take some examples. There are 4 examples which are given below. We will see them once again, one by one, and then we will discuss. The first one, consider a case when your mother asks you to bring a cake and pastries from the market. You go to the market, purchase both the things, and give it to your mother. The second one, numbers etc. given in the book are fictional. Any similarity with a real number is purely coincidental. Third one, you want to talk to one of your friends. His phone number is so and so. So you dial up the number and speak to your friend. Third one also passed. Fourth one, your mom has to make tea, so she takes certain things. The ingredients means 3/4 cup of water, half teaspoon tea leaves, half teaspoon sugar, and half cup of milk. She makes the tea by following certain steps like boiling water, adding tea leaves, sugar, and milk. Finally, you get prepared tea. Now, after reading these four different paragraphs, which are about how we perform any kind of a work, or how do we use or function, in above example illustrate the way we human being function. Consider all the three examples, rather four were there. There is something common in them. In all the examples, certain things were needed to work upon. The actual work was then carried out accordingly, and finally the result was obtained. What does it means? Means everything whatsoever we do, it needs to have certain ingredient first. We put them together, we process them, and then we get the final outcome. Whether we are going for the shopping, we actually need two or three items, we need to go to shopping for that, and then the final outcome comes as a result, like we purchase them and bring it to home, bring them to home. In other format, we can say simply, we need to take some inputs, whether we are purchasing something, whether we are preparing something, or doing any kind of a work in our day-to-day life. First we take the inputs of certain things, then we try to arrange them properly in a very defined process, in a very defined manner, and then only we get the output as the final result. So the process is the middle part. The first, we start with the inputs, then process, and then the output. That is the way of doing of any kind of a work. Computer also follows the same. How do computer does so? Let's see them one by one. Functional components of a computer. A computer mainly has four functions. The first one, it accepts data as an input, processes data as processing, produce results or output, that is the output, and then stores the result inside the storage. The basic structure of a computer comprises of unit to perform each of the above functions. The basic structure of a computer has shown in the figure that you can see in front of you. It starts with the input unit and then goes to the processor as start processing used to take place there, and then it goes out as the output units flashes the result. Now in between, when the processing is been done or during the process, it used to kept inside the memory, which is used to called as the main memory, and then for further uses we keep them into the secondary memory. In nutshell, the functional components of a computer can be summarized as follows. Input function. It is responsible for providing the information in the computer and is performed by input unit. For this purpose, input unit uses standard input devices such as a keyboard, mouse, scanner, barcode reader, and other devices. Now the second one is the output function. It is responsible for displaying the data input to the computer or the processed data in human readable form and is performed by the output unit. For this purpose, the output unit uses standard output devices such as monitor or screen, printers, speaker, and others. Various output devices shall be covered in the next session, means it's informing us. In the next session, we are going to cover the output devices. The processing function. This is responsible for carrying out the given instruction on given data. It is performed by CPU, Central Processing Unit. To carry out this function, CPU uses following components. The first one, ALU, then the CU, then the primary memory. It's known to us that the arithmetical and logical unit, it is responsible for carrying out arithmetic instructions or the logical instructions. And the control unit, this unit is responsible for controlling the execution of the instructions on one instruction at a time, and hence it supervises the control required components to carry out the instructions. The primary memory. This memory is also called as main memory of the computer. This memory is made available to CPU to store data and instructions being processed. Memory in detail shall be covered in the next session. This primary memory going to be covered in the next session too. The storage function. It is responsible for storing any kind of information permanently, and it's performed by the storage unit. Various storage devices like the hard disk, CD, DVDs, USB drives, and others comprises of this unit. Storage devices shall be covered in the next session too. Wow, there are plenty of information priorly it's giving in this particular chapter. Now, the four functions that we have read in this particular page: the input function, the output function, and processing function, as well as the storage function. The input function used to be performed by the input unit that we all know, the output functions through the output devices, and the processing functions used to be performed by three different parts: the ALU, CU, and the primary memory. The ALU handles the calculation part, whether it's a arithmetical or the logical calculations. The control unit controls the flow of data from the primary memory to the ALU, means at the time of processing it handles the data that the data can be managed properly. So the work of the control unit, as the name suggests, is controlling the flow of information or flow of data. The primary memory. The primary memory does what? It actually keeps the data, although it's volatile kind of a nature. It's having a volatile kind of a nature, means once you switch off the computer, everything stored in the primary memory goes off, simply get erased. Still, it's very fast. So at the time of processing the data, the CU or the control unit keep it inside the primary memory. The primary memories can be ROM and the RAM that we all know, or the internal registers which used to be inside the motherboard of the computer. The work of the primary memory is basically the holding of data, or it keeps the data while the data get processed. And the storage function. In the storage function, the storage units are being used, like the hard disk, CDs, and all. These storage units are non-volatile in the nature, means data once written inside of it do not get erased till the user try to erase it. जब तक यूजर का इंटरवीन नहीं होता, in general the secondary memory devices stores their data firmly inside of them. Characteristics of a computer. As you have seen that the computers are being effectively used for a variety of tasks in nearly every field. Can you think of qualities which make computers so popular? Let us examine those reasons that are responsible for computers' popularity. Computers certainly have some strengths which make them immensely useful, of course, popular too. Let us see what these strengths are. The strengths of computer. First one, speed. The computers are much faster as compared to the human beings. A computer can perform a task in a minute that may take days if performed manually or performed by human. A modern computer can execute millions of instructions in 1 second. What does it mean? The computer can perform any kind of a task in tremendous speed. Now the second one, high storage capacity. The computers can store large amount of information in very small spaces. A CD-ROM of 4.7-inch diameter can store all the 33 volumes of Encyclopedia Britannica and will still have room to store more information. Bubble memories can store 6 lakhs or rather 62 lakhs 50,000 bits per square centimeters of space. Today's flash memory sticks, such as the pen drive, can be 3 to 5 centimeters long and can still store up to 2056 gigabits, or you can say that nowadays it can even store terabytes of data, 1 or 2 terabytes of data inside a single pen drive or small chip. Third, accuracy. Computers can perform all the calculations and comparisons accurately, provided the hardware does not malfunction. Means a computer can perform any task in a very precise manner, very accurately, till any hardware malfunction or any hardware glitch is not in operation or not happening. Right? Let's move to the next one. Reliability. Computers are immune to tiredness and boredom or fatigue. Thus, they are more reliable than the human beings, because human being can get tired after a long session or can feel bored or fatigue. Fifth one, versatile or versatility. Computers can perform repetitive jobs efficiently. They can solve labor problems or do hazardous job in hostile environment. They even can work in the areas where human brain can error. For instance, observing the motion of a very fast moving article. Also, they can work with different types of data and information like graphics, audio, visual, characters, etc. In spite of having all the above given characteristics, computer do possess some limitations also that are strengths of human beings. Means there are certain limitations of the computer too that may be strength of human beings. Let's see them one by one. Weaknesses of computer. The first one, lack of decision making power. Although the artificial intelligence is coming in our way to compensate this problem, but still it lacks of decision making power. Computers cannot decide on their own. They do not process this power, which is great asset of human beings. Human being can take decisions instantly. The second one, IQ 0. Computers are dumb machines with zero IQ. They need to be told each and every steps, however minute it may be. Now the third one, no heuristics. Heuristics means learning from past experience. If a computer commits an error once and similar situation event occurs again, computer will commit same error again. It cannot learn from the past experience, but human beings can learn from the past experience very well. Means the computer never encode whatever happens is in the way of processing anything. ये कुछ भी अपने पास रिकॉर्ड करके नहीं रखता है, जिस वजह से क्या होता है कि इट नेवर लर्न्स फ्रॉम इट्स पास्ट और एनी काइंड ऑफ अ फेलियर. किसी भी फेलियर से उनको कोई सीख नहीं मिलता, एंड इट जस्ट कैरी ऑन ऑल द फंक्शन इन सेम मैनर. बार बार सेम गलतियां करता रहेगा ये, तो ये अपने पास्ट से कोई भी चीज़ें सीख नहीं पाता, जो कि हमारे ह्यूमन बींग्स का बहुत बड़ा एसेट है. हम अपने पास्ट फेलियर्स या पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस से बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं. नाउ द कंप्यूटर टू द मोबाइल डिवाइसेस. Basic features of mobile devices. Modern day smartphones are also tiny computers that perform superbly. Means it's used to have processors, faster processors, and other chipsets inside of it. It used to have power backups too. The mobile devices used to have an internal battery. Through that, we can use it for longer period of time than a computer or laptop. So let's see what are the things we are having in the mobile devices. In fact, a smartphone sometimes offers much more diversity in function that can than a computer system. A smartphone is handheld device which combines in utility a communication device, multimedia device, gaming device, a modem, etc., while providing interactivity through features like home button, touch sensitive screen, gesture friendly software, etc. There are so many features used to have integrated inside a smartphone devices. Let's see them, how it is getting listed in this figure. Audio video capabilities, operating system, software applications, keyboard, messaging features, camera feature, internet access. Basic layout of a mobile phone. Basic layout of a mobile offers all these in small handheld devices packed with all these features. Adjacent figure shows the mobile phone screen where these basic features have been incorporated. Now let's see the figure first. It's showing different components like basic modern smartphone consisting of a SIM card tray, LED indicators, proximity and light sensors, touch screen, recent keys, headset jack, multi-purpose jack, a loudspeaker, microphone, back key, home key, power key, front camera, microphone, and speaker. Common functionality available in smart mobile devices. Modern age smartphones are compact so much in their tiny build and offer many functions like mobile battery. Every mobile device has a small mobile battery that is chargeable. It allows you to use the devices anywhere. Second, cellular telephony. This feature enables mobile devices to make calls using cellular technology. For this, every smartphone has a SIM slot where the SIM card is inserted, which necessary for the cellular telephony, because the SIM card only use it to have the information regarding the identity of that cell phone. means every single cell phone is unique. Every single cell phone number is unique. That's why it used to get identified uniquely among all the devices. Third one, interactivity with ease. Modern age smartphones provide interactivity to users with features like touchscreen or gesture controls. Touchscreen. The mobile screen comes equipped with touch sensors. Thus, user can touch various parts of the mobile screen to give commands. Instead of clicking here and there to any other devices, we simply touch the screen to get the icon clicked. Gestures. Smartphones of today can sense gesture like waving hands, etc., and can do whatever functions is like to the gesture, linked to the gesture. Means if any gesture is linked with any kind of a function to be delivered, if the person will do the gesture in front of that sensor, it accomplishes certain tasks. Common gestures are like tap, double tap, triple tap, pinch, or swipe. Fourth one, connectivity options. Modern day mobile devices offers many connectivity options such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, mobile data connectivity, and others. First one, Bluetooth. This is a short-range wireless technology that connects a mobile device with other mobile devices within the range of 10 meters. Also having Bluetooth means both the devices, means the transmitter and receiver, both the mobile devices should have the Bluetooth, then only the data will get transferred among them. Once connected, the mobile devices can exchange message, image, audio, video, or other files to each other. Wi-Fi. This is also wireless network technology that connects a mobile devices to a local area network. Mostly, a local area network is connected with the internet, and thus through the Wi-Fi, the mobile device is also connected to the internet via local area network, definitely, and uses all the internet services like searching, email, and texting, or doing other services in the network. C, or the third one, mobile data connectivity. This technology uses cellular network to connect to the internet. This is available only if you have SIM card active and that supports mobile data network. These three, among these three, two of them actually used for the data networks or for internet, whether it's mobile data connectivity or the Wi-Fi. The fifth one, global positioning system or GPS. GPS is a radio navigation system. It uses radio waves between satellites and a receiver inside your phone to provide location and time information. The apps like the Google Maps uses GPS technology to show us the way how we can reach our destinations by tracking our devices. Sixth one, productivity applications. Every mobile device comes equipped with some pre-installed productivity apps like clock that keeps record of time and lets you set alarm, stopwatch, timer, etc. A calendar application that gives information of dates, months, and years. It also set reminders and goals. Gallery application. A gallery application to hold your photos and videos and many more, which can be downloaded from the respective Play stores. Seventh, camera of the smartphone. Smartphone of today come with dual camera, unlike the computer and laptops that often have one camera only, and that too for web, or it used to be a web camera only. But in the smartphone they are used to be two cameras at least, one in the front and one in the back, that let you capture the pictures, take the selfies and record videos from both of them. And using them you can also do video calls and can do video conferencing or give lecture to the students too. So that's the conclusion of today's chapter. Thanks